For decades, Boeing and Airbus have ruled the skies, shaping the global aviation industry. But now China is stepping up with its own jet, the COMAC C919. As US restrictions tighten on aerospace technology, China's resolve to become self-sufficient has only grown. The C919 isn't just a plane, it's a symbol of China's ambition to break the Boeing-Airbus duopoly. Despite relying on some Western components, the C919's progress is undeniable, especially in China's vast domestic market. US policies meant to slow China may be fueling its determination instead. The Asia-Pacific region is set to become the world's largest aviation market, and the C919 is poised to play a major role. The world is watching. Is a new titan of the skies about to take flight? The US made the strategic decision to restrict exports of advanced aircraft technology to China, a move that sent ripples through the global aviation industry and signaled a new era of competition between the world's two largest economies. The primary aim was to protect national security and safeguard vital economic interests, especially as technology becomes increasingly intertwined with both defense and commerce. US policymakers worried that China could leverage Western technology, not just for commercial aviation, but also to strengthen its military capabilities, potentially shifting the global balance of power. By limiting China's access to critical components like state-of-the-art jet engines and avionics, the US hoped to slow the rapid progress of China's aerospace sector while preserving the technological edge of American industry. Boeing, long seen as a symbol of American innovation and leadership in aviation, now faces a formidable, state-backed rival in China's COMAC, which is determined to break the Western monopoly on commercial aircraft. The restrictions were also a direct response to ongoing concerns about intellectual property theft, forced technology transfers, and the risk of sensitive know-how being used to leapfrog American and European companies. The overarching goal was clear: keep American and European firms at the forefront of global aviation, ensuring they remain the standard bearers for innovation, safety, and reliability. As tensions escalated, the aviation sector quickly became a central battleground in the broader US-China trade conflict, with each side maneuvering to protect its interests and secure its future. The US believed that by controlling the flow of advanced technology, it could delay China's rise as a global aviation powerhouse and maintain its own dominance for years to come. But as events continue to unfold, this strategy is being put to the test, with unexpected consequences emerging on both sides of the Pacific. Rather than stalling China's ambitions, the restrictions may be fueling a more determined and resourceful competitor, accelerating efforts to develop homegrown technology and reduce reliance on foreign suppliers. The outcome of this high-stakes contest is still uncertain, and it's becoming clear that the results may be far different from what Washington originally envisioned. The COMAC C919 is China's bold entry into the global commercial jet market, representing a significant leap forward for the nation's aviation industry. For decades, China has aspired to join the ranks of leading aircraft manufacturers, and the C919 is the result of years of research, investment, and determination. Designed to compete directly with the Boeing 737 and Airbus A320, the C919 can carry up to 192 passengers in a single-class configuration. Its spacious cabin, modern avionics, and fuel-efficient design make it a strong contender in the narrow-body jet segment, which is dominated by Western giants. Launched in 2008, the C919 took over a decade to develop, overcoming technical and regulatory hurdles before entering commercial service in 2023, a milestone that marks China's growing ambitions in aerospace and its desire to reduce reliance on foreign technology. While the C919 relies on Western engines and components for now, its airframe, assembly, and much of its design are proudly Chinese. The project has mobilized thousands of engineers and workers across the country, fostering a new generation of aerospace talent. US restrictions target these foreign dependencies, especially critical parts like engines and avionics, but China is rapidly building its own capabilities to localize production and reduce vulnerability to export controls. COMAC has delivered a dozen jets so far, with plans to ramp up production in the coming years. Airlines in China and beyond are watching closely, as the C919 could reshape the competitive landscape. The C919 is more than just a plane, it's a learning platform, building expertise for China's entire aviation industry. Training programs, research partnerships, and hands-on experience are helping to cultivate the next wave of Chinese aerospace professionals. China's also developing its own engine, the CJ-1000A, aiming for full independence in key technologies. If successful, this engine will allow the C919 to be powered entirely by domestically produced components. If these efforts succeed, the C919 could become a truly sovereign product, symbolizing China's technological progress and national pride. Western competitors are watching closely as China closes the gap, and the world is paying attention to see if the C919 can truly take flight on the global stage. The C919's momentum is fueled by strong support from China's major airlines. State-owned carriers like Air China and China Eastern have placed large orders, integrating the jet into their domestic fleets. This built-in demand gives COMAC a stable revenue stream and a supportive environment to refine the aircraft. For these airlines, flying the C919 is both a business move and a patriotic act. The government encourages support for domestic industries, making the C919 a national priority. Passengers on key routes are increasingly flying on the C919, building public trust. This domestic backing de-risks the program and ensures steady production. Every flight generates valuable data, accelerating improvements and future development. With a massive home market, COMAC is nurturing a national champion ready for the global stage. COMAC's ambitions don't stop at China's borders. The company is targeting Southeast Asia and Belt and Road countries as key export markets. For developing nations, the C919 offers a modern, cost-effective alternative to Western jets, often bundled with Chinese financing and infrastructure deals. COMAC is working to secure international certifications, aiming for approval from the FAA and ESA. Achieving these would open doors to global markets and boost the C919's credibility. Building a global support network is crucial. COMAC is laying the groundwork for maintenance and training centers abroad. Success with a few international orders would prove the C919's appeal isn't limited to China. A new global competitor is emerging, ready to challenge the status quo. The C919's debut coincides with explosive growth in Asia-Pacific air travel. Southeast Asia alone will need thousands of new aircraft in the coming decades, mostly single-aisle jets like the C919. COMAC is targeting the heart of this booming market, competing head-to-head with Boeing and Airbus. Geography and political ties give COMAC an edge in the region, where China is a major trading partner. The competition isn't just about technology, it's about financing, trade deals, and influence. Even Boeing acknowledges the new reality, welcoming competition that drives innovation. The fight for Asia's skies is on, with 3 major players now in the arena. The outcome will reshape the global aviation landscape. US technology restrictions were meant to slow China, but they've had the opposite effect. Instead of stalling progress, the policies have accelerated China's push for self-reliance. The C919's rise is a direct response to these pressures, with China investing heavily in domestic alternatives. The drive to build the CJ-1000A engine is just one example of this national effort. Chinese airlines now see supporting the C919 as a matter of economic security. The restrictions have given COMAC a captive home market and a clear mission. This Sputnik moment has galvanized China's tech sector across industries. The lessened technology barriers can spark innovation and create formidable new rivals. The US may have turned a customer into a competitor. The C919's ascent is part of China's broader push for high-tech self-sufficiency, representing not just a new aircraft, but a symbol of national ambition and technological progress. This jetliner is the result of years of research, investment, and determination to break into a market long dominated by Western giants. From semiconductors to electric vehicles and artificial intelligence, China is challenging Western dominance across a spectrum of industries. The country's rapid advancements in these fields are reshaping the global landscape, as Chinese companies invest heavily in innovation and infrastructure to close the gap with established leaders. The C919 stands as a flagship of the Made in China 2025 strategy, a bold initiative designed to move the nation up the global value chain. This strategy is about more than manufacturing. It's about transforming China into a powerhouse of advanced technology, engineering, and design. US restrictions on technology and trade have only intensified China's resolve, pushing its industries to innovate independently. As a result, China's tech ecosystem is becoming more resilient, adaptive, and capable of weathering external pressures. The long-standing Boeing-Airbus duopoly is facing a historic challenge. A third major player has arrived on the scene, ready to compete on the world stage. Price competition will intensify, especially in fast-growing markets across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, where airlines are eager for affordable, reliable aircraft to meet surging demand. Boeing and Airbus must now compete not just on technology and performance, but also against China's growing economic and political influence, which is reshaping the rules of global aviation. The balance of power in aviation is shifting as new routes and partnerships emerge, and airlines reconsider their options in a more competitive marketplace. The future may see three global manufacturers, each with its own sphere of influence, shaping the way people and goods move around the world. A new era has begun, one where the skies are open to a new challenger from the east, and the world of aviation is more dynamic, diverse, and interconnected than ever before.